Today is Monday, May 6th, 2024. We are at the Arethusa Falls parking area. And today is going to be kind of overcast and maybe sprinkling, just kind of So we're going to stay low and do some tracing of the trails that we haven't done. So we've never, John's been to Arethusa Falls, but I have never been here. So we're going to do a little loop to start, kind of come back near here, then go out to Frankenstein Cliff and do a larger loop around, and that should pick up all of the trails that we've not done in this area. We will be orphaning a section of trail between Kedron Flume, like the Ethan Pond Trail, and I think it's called the Ripley Falls Trail or something. So we're going to orphan that. It's 1.3 miles each way. We could go get it, but I think we're going to leave it. And then we will probably do a short loop at White Ledge, which is not here, further away. Well, it's southeast of here. So I think we'll do that after lunch. But we'll see. This is just kind of a get outside. It's been rainy and the waterfall should look good. We're going to go up to Arethusa Falls last, but we're heading towards Arethusa Falls first. We're going to go up a little section. I think it's called the Bemis Trail. Bemis. You can tell I really prepped a lot. I think it has 3 or 4 little cascades on it. And then we'll loop down back to the parking lot, head out to Frankenstein Cliff, and then loop around to Arethusa Falls, come back down that little section of trail again that we were going to do in the beginning. So this is the first of the cascadey, whatever, named areas on Bemis Brook Trail. I'm not going to walk out too far because everything's wet. That is the pool. Waterfall up there too. Very nice. I think the water is higher here than normal. Okay, next up is Coliseum Falls, and we could see that from Fawn Pool looking up, way up to the right. You could see it. Pretty cool. That looks like little steps in there, like, yeah. Very neat. All these little ledgy. Okay, I think this is the third and final cascade on this. Bemis Falls. Some water on my lens. Hang on here. That's any better. We are still heading out to Frankenstein Cliff, and we're coming up to the big trestle. And the rain has let up considerably, so that's nice. There's a sign up here. Okay. We're 0.3 from the highway, but I don't think that's from where we started. There were a couple little spur trails in. 0.6 to the cliff. And there is the trestle. I guess the trail goes right under it. There it is. Pretty cool. This area is since the trestle, but we're not to the Frankenstein Cliff yet. I don't think this is it yet.
No, we're gonna go around the corner.
But the trail has been kind of hard to follow. Do you really want to keep your eyes open? There's like herd paths that cut off all over the place. There's like a slide area that looks like the trail. And there's humongous cliffs here. So obviously, can't get through there. Although, right in front of us over here, there's like a beaten path that goes up that way. It was really hard to tell where to go. But I can see an old yellow blaze here and a newer yellow blaze. So you just got to be aware of looking around. I mean, that is not the most yellow blaze at all. It's like off-white. The same color as lichen. And up here we have oh, I didn't even see this one. Yellow blaze and another. So we're on it, but it was a little tricky. Rain is definitely slowing and stopping, and look, almost a real view. There's a raven. Okay. We just climbed up a pretty steep area and then came into these really lovely pine woods. And there are it's clearing, and there's undercast. And supposedly there's a viewpoint about 100 feet from here. As you can see, there's plenty of blowdowns. I don't know where the trail is here. Let's see. Right through here. Oh yeah, there's a view. Let's see. Ooh.
Made it all worthwhile.
Yeah, I'm glad we timed it like this.
Thinking 40 minutes earlier.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. I believe this is Bemis right here. That one. Wow. Look at that. Fantastic. We're still not to Frankenstein Cliff yet. This is just the viewpoint on the way up. 2 summers ago, there was a fire sparked by the train. So I was looking for this area was closed for a little while. I think it sparked a couple fires, three of them maybe in this area. So I don't know if you can tell that this is all burned out. I saw some evidence as we were climbing up, but not anything like this. All right.
It's weird how the core of the tree isn't torched.
I was looking to see if there's any growth on them.
Yeah,
they look like they're all dead, though. We don't get too many forest fires out here yet. I think that at the same time there was a separate one that was over in the AT in Maine, right on the border. But that one had been sparked by a camper. See, this is burned. Mount Bemis. Nancy is behind it, still in a cloud. Sun is out and it is warm. I think we've decided to change our plans. And instead of orphaning that Ripley Falls trail, I think we're gonna go out and do that, which will add like 2.5 miles to this hike. So I think we're gonna forego White Ledge today. We'll probably just do this, go have lunch after someplace, and then if there's something super short on the way home that we need, maybe we'll grab it, and if not, we'll come out. I think tomorrow is the only other good day this week, so at least early part of the week. So we're planning to hike tomorrow somewhere, maybe Iron Mountain and White Ledge. We'll see. Definitely, we feel like we're done with our winter hiking, so I don't want to have to carry snowshoes anywhere or deal with unstable monorail if I don't have to. So we're going to stay pretty low for a while. There is a small side path right after my last video. We encountered it on the right. It goes out to Falcon Cliff, and unfortunately the clouds have kind of rolled in, but it offers a view also south, just like the last one. I don't know if it's quite as nice a view. There's a sign. There's actually 2 signs, so it's probably, I don't know if it shows up on here. It said Falcon Cliff and the elevation 2040, but FAL has been broken off and cliff has been completely removed. And then this one, it's so hard to see, and I think the light's the wrong way. It says Falcon Cliff, and then I think it says EL.
Yeah.
And then something I know it should be 2040.
That's a 2 right there.
This? That's it.
This is a 2.
That's an O.
No, it's a 2.
Oh.
It's like this. And then this looks like a 4.
Yeah. Anyway, an old sign and a new sign that's also not in good shape. Okay, so this was just to make sure we didn't miss any trail. It's unfortunate that there's no view here right now, but the other view was really awesome. So
It was.
I mean,
It looks like
it's trying to clear.
trying to clear.
Yep. Is there another view along here at
No.
Frankenstein Cliffs? No, these are.
No, there might be one past. Let me take a look. I thought you meant over a.
No. I think this is the end of this.
Yeah, we already passed both of the Frankenstein
Okay,
Cliff
so
views.
there's no other views.
There's another view on the trail, on the Frankenstein Cliff trail, further up a ways. But
Yes.
I don't know if that's considered part of Frankenstein Cliff.
It's before the split?
Yeah, it's before
Yeah,
the
it is. It's a view on here. So there should be one more view. We'll see what we get.
It's the Ripley Falls Trail.
Okay. So this is the third view, quote unquote. It's a little overgrown. I'm sure when the leaves are out, there's really not much to see here, and I'm as zoomed in as I can get. Over here is like the edge of Boot Spur with some snow on it. And over here is Mount Washington. This is the Montalban range down here. So Isolation is kind of behind the trees, and then we have Davis and Stairs and Resolution and all that jazz. Parker, Crawford, but it's not really much to speak of here. Right before we got here, there was a view out on the opposite side that was similar to the other views we've had looking south. It was kind of also obstructed and on a wet slab, so not as nice as the first one. And I think Falcon Cliff would have probably been good too if it didn't have the cloud in at the time. But yep. Oh, now I can see down into Oaks Ravine or whatever that is with all the snow. It probably doesn't show on here. Okay. That's like looking up in the dry river wilderness. This is right after that third viewpoint that is not really anything. There's this awesome tree covered with foliose lichen, and it is so happy that it rained today. Look at how goes almost to the ground, and it is super soft and pliable. Love that. It's about 4 feet worth of it, but that's good. This is the way we just came from Frankenstein Cliff. And then this continues on to Arethusa Falls. And so we were looking to go down to Ripley Falls. We walked right by it because you don't even see it. But it looks like a little washout. And they did leave a blue blazed piece of wood right there, but you don't see it. The sign is right in front of John, and it's green. But when you're coming from Arethusa Falls, it's really obvious that there's a trail. But when you come from Frankenstein Cliff, it's not obvious. So we walked right by it. But now we're on it. Okay. 1.7. That's where we're going to go all the way down. Almost.
No,
yes.
We're going there? Okay.
Yeah. And there's a little bit that we don't need. We just need this trail because we've parked and gone in on the other trail, but on Ethan Pond or whatever it is down there. Yeah. So we're essentially going like 1.5, I think. 1.4. And then we're going to come back this way. So we are now approaching Ripley Falls. This is like the upper portion of it, and the trail we just came in on comes up along here, and it's really, really tight, narrow, not very well used trail. And then the falls continue behind John here. Like right there, I think is probably the main drop. So we're heading downhill, so we're not quite there yet, but it's really rolling. This is the trail we came from. It's really narrow and really rooty for this lower portion, and it's kind of on the side of a cliff. Not a cliff, a drop. With quite a bit of erosion, so it's a little bit not great. Prior to that, it was like completely overgrown with hobblebush. So I think it's gonna be, it's lucky we did it now and not once everything leafs out, because it's really overgrown above the falls. And right out here is the side of Mount Willie. Well, maybe that's not really the falls yet? I don't know. I thought it would be a view of the lower stuff, but the trail seems to go away from it. Well, there's only one way to find out. Okay, this is Ripley Falls. It is really, really going. And the trail actually crosses at the bottom here, or possibly here. The trail goes right there, but there's no way. We're not gonna even attempt it. So we're gonna orphan about, I don't know, 2 or 3/10 of the trail, plus a little bit of we've already done heading into it, but we can pick that up any other time. It's okay. Wow. Very impressive. I wonder what it looks like in the middle of the summer. Probably not very much, huh? Awesome. So I think I might have misidentified this before. Those are the Webster cliffs and slides and everything there, so that's Mount Webster. I think I called it Willie when we were coming down, but Willie is also very slidey, but not shaped like that. And not in that location. So anyway, we are above the slide, or above the falls now, and heading up. So there's this little section that's narrow, lots of roots, goes right along the edge of this, and then we get into a thing that is quite steep, and it's got a lot of water running on it, a lot of erosion. That was not particularly long, And then once we get out of that, the climb is much more gentle and through like open hardwoods. So it's kind of difficult to tell where the trail is. It is blazed pretty well. But that area has a lot of hobble bush. So once it grows in, it might be quite tricky to tell where the trail is. Doesn't get a lot of use, I don't think. So we're still heading towards Arethusa Falls, but this is a pretty nice waterfall, I must say. It looks like it's like 50 feet, if not more. I suspect that during normal weather, it's not running like that. It probably just looks like a little nothing. But the trail crosses right here. Pretty cool. Hey, this is Arethusa Falls. It's flowing very nicely. And we're quite a ways back from it. I believe that you can cross over if you are so inclined to get a little closer view. According to the guidebook, you have to cross over. But I don't think we feel the need to go up there and get soaked. So, not today. This is accessed by a spur trail that was really well marked. So you don't really have the same kind of problem that we had when we went out to Ripley Falls. It was very obvious where this was. We just saw the first hikers we've seen today, which was a man and a dog and a couple. So now from here, we're just gonna head back. And I think we've decided we're gonna take the Bemis Brook Trail back because why not do something interesting? And we took it this morning, but that was a little mini loop, so we didn't end up orphaning anything. So, and it was raining, so we'll go back out that way. Okay. We're back at Bemis Falls. It's not raining this time. Makes it for a little bit nicer experience. Okay, so the next one is going to be Coliseum Falls. Okay, this is Coliseum Falls, and now that it's dry, I feel comfortable walking out, like right up next to it. Because as you can see, this part was all wet this morning, and it was looking not very safe, but now that it's dry, you can tell there's nothing on it that's slippery. There it is. Okay, we're back at Fawn Pool, so we're almost back to the car. And right up there is Coliseum Falls. So it's those two are very close together. All right. So we're just gonna head back out to the end of Bemis Brook Trail and then pick up, it's like 1/10 of a mile, I think, back to where you cross the railroad tracks at the beginning of the Arethusa Falls Trail. And I believe we're gonna start back on the Frankenstein Cliff Trail and then take a little spur back to our car, which is parked in the lower lot, because we don't wanna orphan that little spur. And then we'll be done. And so I think it's gonna be around 8.5 miles today. That's very respectable. That's all right. over at the viewpoint to look at the presidentials and the Mount Washington Resort. The snow still. This is the cog. Right there's the cog railway. Monroe. There's Eisenhower.